And we're live. Good morning everyone. Welcome back for another stream. Before we get into it, big shout out to my boy Raptor. Making his Sky Sports debut this morning. Absolutely class that. So yeah, I think it's insane that we've got people in the FPL community on Sky now. So I wanted to give a shout out to Raptor for appearing on Sky Sports this morning. Absolutely epic. Yeah, I'm going to have to watch it back. But yeah, congrats to Ross for that. Welcome all of you to the stream, and of course welcome to anyone who normally tunes into a Ross stream. I hope you all enjoy your stay. Welcome to the stream Jan, Visnu, Matt, GGCS, that Skip Boy, Terj, Fakir, Ash, No Peak. We've got Matt's in the chat. Good to see a moderator here. Tiger, Cash. Austin with the 25 months. He says it could be some big rank gains this week. I'm not free hitting, and I'm hoping that pays off in 34. Yeah, all week we've had people on the free hit saying, you know, this is the right decision to free hit because you're wasting your free hit on a boring double game. You're taking hits. And then you've got people that are on free hit saying the opposite, basically. So, yeah, who's on a free hit? Anyone else on the free hit for this game week? How are we doing, Jayesh? Welcome, Andre. Good to see lots of members here as well. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, my free hit is active. I've pulled the trigger. And this is how I'm lining up for this game week. It's pretty template as far as the free hit. As far as the free hit template. But I've sprinkled in a couple of differentials. I haven't seen Toffolo in many free hit drafts. I haven't seen Elanga in that many, or Kudus. But yeah, the rest of it kind of picks itself, I think, for the free hitters. I think most people have got Porro, Son, Madison, Watkins, Tony, Bowen. And I suppose Doughty as well. John says, poll idea, who's on a free hit? Let's get straight in with a poll. See how many people are on a free hit. Are you on a free hit this week? I'll stick the poll up now. So the options are yes, no, and used it already. Free hit and then international break. I absolutely hate international breaks. I don't know about you guys. I think that's not a hot take, but yeah, I'm not looking forward to the international break. And we haven't got many games this weekend either, to be fair. It's 4 AM in Canada for Medat. He says, top def for free hit, please. Hi from Canada, 4 AM here. Yeah, in terms of differentials on the free hit, I think Elanga's great. I mean, what's his ownership? I think he starts this one. He's under 5% owned. And Luton have just got so many players out that I think it makes sense to have Gibbs White or Elanga. Some people are going for Wood. Some people are worried that Awani could start. But I think, yeah, given the amount of injuries that Luton have got at the moment, I just think it makes sense. I mean, let's pull up the Luton team on here. Look how many players they've actually got out. It's pretty crazy. In terms of their first choice 11, Osho's out, Bell's out, Lockyer's out, Anderson's been playing a bit. It looks like Chong's okay. Sambi Lakonga's out, Nakamba's out, Adebayo's out. They've got so many players missing, so I think there's going to be goals in that game. So pretty close between Gibbs White and Elanga. Like Gibbs White takes penalties and some set pieces, but I think Elanga's going to get some joy down that side. Virtual says, hello, are we ready to pull our hair out for 2 hours until we inevitably make the wrong deduction anyway? I mean, that's where I'm at. I had Reguilon starting, and I had Morris starting over Toffolo and Elanga, so that could be some bad last-minute tinkering. Has anyone else ever done that? You get an idea last minute, and then the game week plays out, and you're like, oh, I should have stuck with what I had originally. Hudson-Odoi, maybe. Yeah, Hudson-Odoi, but I prefer Gibbs White and Elanga myself. Kudus or Bowen? I think Bowen. It's got to be Bowen. I mean, he's by far their top scorer this season, but I like both. I mean, Kudus is a bit hit and miss, but he's put up some big scores this season. 16 points against Wolves, 10 points against Burnley, 11 points against Brentford, so he does have a couple of returns in him. So that's why I've picked him. That's why I've picked up Kudus. And of course, Villa are missing some players. Like there's no McGinn, no Kamara. It sounds like Diego Carlos could be out. So they've got a few players missing as well. So I'm hoping as well with Villa's high line that could be a high scoring game, but you never know. I mean, people are mentioning Bailey. Bailey's a great shout as well. Absolutely. And he'll be playing... It depends if Emerson makes the game, but Emerson's a doubt still. So if Emerson misses it, Cresswell left back, I think Bailey gets loads of joy against Cresswell. So yeah, I like the Bailey pick as well. Fofana, yeah, I mean, maybe... I don't know if any of you watched the experts video. Hopefully most of you did. But one manager was captaining Fofana. Beyond that, it was 90% Son, 9% Tony. But yeah, I don't think I'd go Fofana myself. I prefer Tony, Watkins, Morris. Probably even Wood. I'd probably even gamble on Wood over Fofana. But yeah, I mean, it's not like Brentford are a tight defence at the moment. They're conceding loads. So yeah, Fofana could do well if you want a big differential. Yeah, Douglas Luiz as well, like John says. I just wonder what's his role going to be with McGinn and Kamara suspended. Oh, my third sub. Yeah, I'm blocking my third sub. That's Alex Moreno. Yeah, hopefully I won't need him this week. I mean, Maddison hasn't been training apparently. Watkins is flagged. Reguilon's flagged. Hopefully I don't need to go Alex Moreno deep on my bench. There you go. Can you see him? Yeah, hopefully I won't need him. I think he's probably 50-50 if he starts, to be honest. Mr. F says he's on a free hit and he's starting Williams over Reguilon. He feels uncomfortable with double Brentford defence. Starting Gibbs White as well. Bailey first bench. Yeah, that's it as well. I felt like maybe I'll hedge my risks a bit. Like instead of going double Brentford defence with Flecken and Reguilon, I thought why not go for an attacking Forest defender, which Toffolo absolutely is. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists this season. In terms of his minutes per expected goal involvement, it's on par with Reguilon, Gusto, Udogie. So he's got good underlying numbers as well. And he should be nailed because Aina and Tavares are both injured. I saw Aina's been in individual training, but I imagine Toffolo starts. So yeah, I thought I'd go for it. Big differential on the free hit. That's what the free hit's all about, right? You can sprinkle in a 1-week punt because it is a 1-week team, the free hit. Ordinarily, I would never buy Toffolo, but I think he's perfectly good as a 1-week play. And hopefully he can pop up back post like we saw Digne do a couple of weeks ago when Villa played against Luton away. And he scored there. JM says, morning mate, amazing content. Do you think Tony could be a better captain option? Who's likely to double in Gameweek 34? And when are you bringing in Salah? So Tony, I think, is a great option for captaincy, yeah. I know he's blanked the last few, but they have had some tough games. So I think Tony's great. I mean, look at FPL Reviews projections this week. They've got him second. Son's first, and then it's second. 5.7 for Son, 5.0 for Tony. And then if we look at goal scorer odds, or projected goals, 1.6 for Brentford. And in terms of actual specific goal scorers, it's dead even between Son and Tony. Projected goals 0.63. This is from Rob T FPL. 0.61 projected goals for Tony. So they're dead even. And look at the odds of them scoring 2+ goals, both 13%. And obviously Tony gets a bigger share of goals ordinarily. So I think Tony's a great option. If I was chasing, I would absolutely be on Tony captain. To answer the other questions, who's likely to double in 34? Gameweek 34, we don't know yet. I've got Ben Crellin's predicted fixtures here. There's quite a lot to unpack here. Just ignore everything on the left, everything on the right. Just this segment here, Gameweek 34. And you can see the columns 0, 1 and 2. And he's predicted the likelihood of those number of fixtures. So let's look at 2. That's what we're interested in, the doubles. So we've got Palace, 70% chance of doubling. Everton, 80%. Man United and Newcastle, 42%. Sheffield United, 70%. Bournemouth, also worth a mention, he's got 59%. So the likeliest teams are Bournemouth, Palace, Everton, Sheffield United. We might get Man United and Newcastle. But it all depends on the FA Cup and so on. And I'm bringing Salah in Gameweek 31. Mr. F's on a free hit, starting Williams over Regulon. Oh, I did that one. Adam Ahmed, thanks for the 3 months. He said, would you start Kudus or Douglas Luiz? I think I'd start Kudus myself. I mean, I'm starting him. I haven't even got Douglas Luiz. So I prefer Kudus, but they are pretty close. There's a lot of 50-50s this week, I think. Like Kudus, Douglas Luiz, Bailey, Elanga, like they're all very close. So you just got to hope we land on the right side of variance. But I think Kudus. Aloe Black says, thoughts on Kulu over Maddison with the injury rumours? I think Maddison's going to be alright. Apparently he's been managed in training this week. Paul O'Keefe said he's been managed this week. The hope and expectation is that he plays. But I also read that he's been managed in training for weeks, so I don't think it's a concern personally. So I think Maddison's fine. I'm definitely starting him on my free hit. Oblivious, thanks for the super chat. He says, morning focal. I'm from the UK, but watching from Austria right now. Thoughts on a 3-5-2 versus 3-4-3 this week? Can't decide between Visser and Elanga as the extra middle forward. Any news on Watkins, Duran, punt? Yeah, I mean, as I was saying, like this week it's very close between the likes of Morris or Elanga. I'm starting Elanga in a 3-5-2, but I think the free hit template is Morris. So to be honest, like, go with your gut. If you think Morris gets something, he has been doing well recently at home. To be fair, Gameweek 27 he scored. Gameweek 25 he scored. Gameweek 24 he scored. He got a goal and an assist away to Newcastle. Gameweek 22 he got an assist. So he has been doing pretty well at home, to be fair. So I think both are viable. But I'm on a 3-5-2. In terms of Watkins, so you probably all saw he got this gash above his knee in the Europa Conference League. Emery initially said, I don't know exactly what is the injury. I think for Sunday he could be available. And then there was some further comments when he spoke to Villa TV, and he said, of course, he was asking us to change him, but it's because he had a cut. Hopefully for Sunday he's going to be available. I did see a photo of the cut. I don't know if I can show it on the stream, because I guess like it's gore and I might get demonetized, but it didn't look that bad to me. Did you guys see the photo? It didn't look that bad. Like, if I had a cut like that, I feel like I could strap that up and play on. I mean, on like my deadline stream a couple of weeks ago, I was bleeding throughout the whole stream from my finger. And I managed, but yeah, that's not really a good comparison actually, because I'm just sitting here. But it didn't look bad, I think, so I think he's fine. I wouldn't captain him just to be careful, but I think he'll be alright. And I don't think I'd gamble on Duran. FP1 says, hey Oscar, pick 2 of Elanga, Gibbs, White, Kudus, Bailey, Paqueta. Start Morris or go 3-5-2. Thoughts on Awani or Vissa over Morris? Keep up the great content. So I've got Elanga. I mean, I've got Elanga and Kudus, so I kind of answer the question with my team. But as I say, there's so many players this week that I think are really close on a free hit. I've seen Morris on loads of free hit teams, and I think he's a great pick as well. I just think Elanga's going to get a lot of joy down that right flank. What's the name of the left centre-back that started for Luton last match? He had a really poor game. And you know, he only got minutes because they've got these injuries at the moment. And he ended up getting brought for Mpanzu, didn't he? I've forgotten his name. But I think Elanga could get some joy down that flank. FPL Gem says the free hit team picks itself. I mean, a lot of it does. 7 or 8 players, I think, just picks itself. Awani or Vissa. I'm just not sure about the Forest forwards. So I was reading the Forest forums just before. I mean, this is pathetic now. I was reading the Nottingham Forest forums this morning before going live because I was just curious if they think Elanga and Toffolo start, and obviously Wood and Awani, and they had Elanga and Toffolo in their starting team, but it was a bit divided on Wood or Awani. Whichever one starts probably does do well, but I think I'm just going to swerve that, and I'd rather stick with these strikers. Nick, thanks for the super chat. He says Kabore to start. I see him doing well down the right. If you're not on a free hit and you're scraping to get a team together, then yeah, definitely play him. I wouldn't have him on a free hit. I'd rather have Doughty. But yeah, it depends who your other defenders are. If you've got no choice, like, play him. But I'd rather Doughty on a free hit. No defenders create more chances than Doughty this season, so I think he's a pretty staple pick on the free hit. Morris or Ogbene? Definitely Morris. Will Matty Cash start? I think he probably does. I did see FPL Villain did his usual predicted lineup, and he's solid with his predictions, and he did have Cash starting. I think I'm sure I read Emery say something about Diego Carlos, maybe like a hamstring problem. This is his predicted lineup for those wondering about Villa this week. So he's got Moreno 50-50 with Digne, Powell, Consa, Cash. So he's pretty confident in the rest of the back line. He's got Diaby starting. He did start in Europa, to be fair, and he did well. Bailey as well. Watkins 75%, so obviously it's going to come down to that cut or not. But that's his predicted lineup, and he does have Cash in right back. So welcome all to the stream. We've got 3,000 tuned in already. Good to have you all here. And as I said at the start of the stream, if anyone's an FPL Raptor regular, then welcome to the stream. Enjoy your stay, even if you're just here for the one-off. As I say, big shout out to Ross. I was really happy to see him on Sky Sports this morning. Absolutely huge for the FPL scene. Toffolo or Reguilon, who do I start? I've gone Toffolo just to kind of hedge against the double Brentford defence, but I think Reguilon's the staple pick. I'm seeing him in every free hit draft right now. So I might regret not having him because I've seen him in pretty much every free hit team. Anyone not got Reguilon? Oh yeah, the poll. So 74% are free hitting, 22% aren't. 4% used it already. So a lot of free hits active. Interesting. Virtual says Toffolo's a moment of insanity. Do you think so, Virtual? My golden rule is not to change my mind during deadline streams, so I'm going to stick with him. It could be insanity. He's got really good underlying numbers though, like genuinely. He's got a better minutes per expected goal involvement than like Udogie, Gusto, very similar to Reguilon. And I just think Luton are missing so many players, like I said earlier in the stream, that I think there's goals in this game. So I'm quite happy with Elanga, and I'm pretty happy with Toffolo as well. Ishank says go with the follow, Oscar. Reynolds says Reguilon news. Yeah, Reguilon's been in training this week, so it all looks good there. Anyone remember a couple of years ago when Reguilon tweeted, or on Instagram? Who remembers this? He said, I'll be back in a few days. Don't sell me in Fantasy Premier League. And he ended up missing a load of games, so that was like absolute nonsense. Eric Dyer, who had bought you? But yeah, he's been in training this week, so yeah, it all looks good there. I'll try and find the latest picture. Brentford posted a a photo of him training, so it all looks good there as far as Reguilon. There it is. It's not the only picture of him training. We've actually had a few this week, but I think that's the latest one a couple of days ago. It said, "Welcome back, Sergio." So there he is. Reguilon's in training to answer the Reguilon questions. Since you're benching Reguilon, would you contemplate Vissa instead of Kudus? No, I mean, I'm happy with Tony. I think Vissa's solid as well. Like, I could change Morris to Vissa. And Vissa's in form, to be fair, so... Has anyone got Vissa? I think he's got 3 goals in 3, so like he's definitely a solid pick, but I think I'm okay with just Tony. I'm still expecting Tony to outscore Vissa. I'd like to think so. FC8 Sean, thanks for the 17 months. He says, "Hi Oscar, is a 1-week punt on Mbumo on a free hit okay?" I don't think I'd get Mbumo. He's not actually played a game yet since coming back from injury. I saw he did tweet that he's back, but I don't think I'd get him. What was that about, by the way, that post? Did anyone see it? What was the context of this? He's in like a cryogenic chamber or something. But yeah, Mbumo tweeted back, and then that, whatever that is. It looks like he made it in AI, mid-journey or something. Anyway, quite cool. But I wouldn't get him on a free hit. He's not actually played since his injury. Like, if he'd got a cameo last week and impressed, then I'd consider it, but I think it's a bit risky. A bit risky, I would say. Too risky. Dean, or Cash? I mean, Cash is likely to start, so I'd say Cash. Would over Watkins versus that Luton defence? I would definitely have Watkins. I think he'll be okay. I mean, it was just a cut above his knee. Didn't look serious. FPL1, thanks for the super chat as well. He says, Sales and Reguilon over Flecken and Toffolo. Yeah, I did look at that. Actually. I literally was thinking about it this morning, but I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'll leave it with Sales and Reguilon. It's pretty close, isn't it? But I think I'll leave it. Khaled says, Al Nasser, if Wood starts, Wood over Elanga. That's a good question. My worry is, like, does he come off early still for a 1E? I don't think he makes it to 90. Whereas I think Elanga's likelier to. I know he was benched last week, but I'm confident in the start this week. Mark Southerns is a massive Forest fan, and he said the reason for the benching was tactical, to bring him on and basically, you know, run at tired legs for the last 20 minutes. But it didn't work, obviously. 1-0 loss. But, I mean, when he plays, he tends to get 90. So, I think I'd still prefer Elanga. But I don't know what the chances we get a Forest leak are. Like, there's normally no demand for Forest leaks. So, I don't know what the chances are that we get something. But if we do get any leaks during this stream, then I'll let you know. I mean, we've got 2 games at 3 o'clock. It's Luton v Forest and Burnley v Brentford. So, that's 4 potential teams. But we'll have to see if we get anything. Yeah, Paqueta's a good shout as well, definitely. I just like Kudus. As I said earlier, he's quite an explosive pick. Like, he's put up, I think, 3 double-digit hauls this season. Any Forest leaks? I know, like, desperate times where we're like hoping for some Forest leaks. I mean, if there's a leak that Wood starts, I could see him making his way into lots of free hits. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it as is. Yeah, we were talking about Mbumo just now, Julius. Rewind like maybe 5 minutes. I would swerve him, basically. How many people do you think will be free hitting this week? I reckon a couple million, maybe 1 million. I don't know. Yeah, Richarlison, yeah. Let's do the news roundup. There's actually quite a bit. We'll start with Spurs, actually. In terms of Spurs, Van de Ven's going to miss this game week after limping off last weekend, but he could return after the international break. Richarlison has trained, and he should be available if he pulls up okay. So, yeah, I mean, if anyone's not on a free hit and you've got Richarlison, that's good news. Whether he starts or not, I'm not sure. I think there's a decent chance he doesn't. But, he is available as long as he gets through the last training session, alright. And then, as we said earlier, Maddison, there was a question to Paul O'Keefe about Maddison, and he said he's been managed this week, but the hope and expectation is that Maddison plays. Rob Edwards doesn't expect any of his injured players to be back on Saturday. Lokonga's closest to a return. Chong is fit. Adebayo may not feature again this season due to a hamstring injury. So, yeah, loads of injuries at Luton right now, which is why I'm targeting them with Elanga and Toffolo. A late call is going to be made on Emerson, who had a little bit of a groin strain. So if anyone's got Emerson, I don't know if Flandy's still here, but I know he picked him up, and he's been so unlucky with injuries. Who did you pick up, Flandy? You picked up, on your wild cards, you had Bell, Emerson, and there was someone else. Like, they all got injured at the same time. So, yeah, touch and go. And as we said earlier, as far as Watkins, Emery initially said, I don't know exactly what is the injury. I think for Sunday he could be available. And then he obviously found out about the injury. And speaking to Villa TV, he said, of course, he was asking us to change him, but it's because he had a cut. Hopefully for Sunday he's going to be available. So that is the news roundup. I think Watkins will be fine. And that's why I've got him starting on the free hit. Kudus will not play. Why not? Surely he will. He's one of their best players. Udogie or Porro? I prefer Porro, but they're both pretty close, to be honest. Porro's got better underlying numbers this season, so I'd go Porro. So many 50-50s this week. Like, the free hit's a luxury. It's nice to be on a free hit, but there is a lot of 50-50s still. Despite what everyone says about the template, like Porro versus Udogie, you know, Morris or playing Elanga or Kudus, Douglas Luiz, Bailey, and a 3-5-2 instead. Reguilon, which keeper to go for. Some people go in triple Spurs midfield. There's still a lot of decisions. Kudus dodgy. He got a brace, didn't he, on Thursday? Bailey or Elanga? I mean, I've got Elanga, so like, if anyone's got questions like Bailey or Elanga or Kudus or Douglas Luiz, my answer would be the player I've got. Why Elanga over Gibbs White? Yeah, I mean, they're really close as well. I can just see Elanga getting a lot of joy down that flank. And the game against Bournemouth, it was Hashioka that started left centre-back because they've got so many injuries, like Osho's out, loads of other defenders are out, and he didn't have a good game. I just think Forest are actually going to get 2 or 3 goals this game. It's a massive game as well. I think Forest will be too much for Luton this week. And it is, as I say, it's a massive game. Forest are 17th, aren't they? I mean, that's the table right now. Forest 17th, Luton 18th. So they can go 6 points clear of them with a win. And I just think, unfortunately, because of all the injuries Luton have, that I think Forest win that one. Who's going to win the league, though? Who do you guys think wins the league? Arsenal top with 64, but Liverpool also in 64, City 63. I'm going to stick a poll up. Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool. Do I put other? I don't think I need to put other. I'll put other. I don't think anyone else is in contention at this point. City. Oh, most people think City. Of course, City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Liverpool. Why Toffolo? He's got really good underlying numbers. And as I was saying, I think Forest put a couple past Luton. And on a free hit, I like to chuck in a differential, and he's a massive differential. Like, until today, he was under 1% owned. I think he's like 1.4. Like, I could go for Sells in goal and then Reguilon, but I thought, why not just chuck in like a differential? And he's really attacking. He's got 1 goal, 3 assists this season. He's got a better minutes per expected goal involvement than Udogie and Gusto, for example. So, yeah, that's why I've got Toffolo. I think he'll get some joy. I do think Forest are going to be too much for Luton this one. I think Nuno's not going to mess around now. He's just going to put his best 11 out. So, Ilanga, one of Wood or Awani, Hudson-Odoi, Gibbs White in behind. I think they're gonna win that one by 2 or 3 goals, which is unfortunate. Luton have just been so unlucky with injuries, but they've got so many players out. Why is everyone saying why Toffolo? That's why I'm getting Toffolo. I'm probably going to be asked for the entire remainder of this stream why Toffolo, but that's why Toffolo. Why is chat being like an NPC? Why Toffolo? I mean, I'm starting to ask myself why Toffolo. Isn't Werner a good shout? Nah, he was benched last match. Johnson started, so I would stay clear. I'd stay clear of Werner myself. Why Toffolo? Why Doughty? Why Toffolo? Oh dear. Yeah, why Toffolo? Why Toffolo? Why Toffolo? Honestly, I don't know. I've said the name so many times now, like, the word doesn't make sense to me. Has anyone ever got that, where a word stops losing its meaning, or it sounds like it's not a real word? Why Toffolo? Why not? Yeah, exactly, like Asri said, why not? Why not Toffolo? Right. The polls well close. 32% think Arsenal, 34% City, 30% Liverpool, 4% other. Alright, I'll stick another poll up. Why Toffolo? Why not? Of course Toffolo, exactly. Alright, who do you guys think is going to be the top scorer this game week? Who's going to be king of the game week? Last week it was Sonny with his 17-pointer. Get your guesses in. Who's going to be king of the game week? And I swear to God, if you say Toffolo, who's going to be top? If it's Toffolo, oh my God, I don't even know what I will do if it's Toffolo. If Toffolo's king of the game week, I need to think of something I'll do. Has anyone got an idea of some kind of forfeit or something I could do if Toffolo's king of the game week? Kudus, Cash, Awani, Son, Barkley, Konsa, Elanga, Toffolo, Elanga, Son, Toffolo obviously. Is it Toffolo or Toffolo? It's Toffolo. Someone random. It probably will be someone random. Bissa. Play Toffolo every game for the rest of the season. That is a bit much for as far as a forfeit. I'd have to transfer him in for next game week after the free hit as well, though. Yeah, someone said Cash. Maybe. He got a brace, didn't he, earlier in the season? Like, maybe he'll do that at one point, but no one will have him. Rebrand to FPL Toffolo for a week. That is a great shot. Should I do that? I'll change my name to FPL Toffolo. Okay, I'll do that. I'll rebrand to FPL Toffolo if he's top scorer of the game week. Regulon, Chris Wood hat-trick again. I mean, it could easily be whatever Forest striker starts. I have to say Toffolo 20,000 times on a video. That would be brutal. How long would that take? All day? That's like an old Mr. B style video. He'd said like, didn't he say like Logan Paul 100,000 times and it took him like 8 hours or something? Yeah, I could change my name. I definitely could on Twitter. I actually don't know if I could on YouTube. That might not be a good idea. Alva says, you've converted me into bringing in Toffolo. There we go. Welcome. Welcome to the dark side. Look, only 1.3% owned. Unreal. Those points are all ours. That 1 point's all ours. No one else gets those 1 points. Just us, 1 point whatever percent. Captain Chris Wood. I mean, if I knew he starts, he'd definitely be a captain shout. It just seems a bit risky because of Awani. I couldn't honestly tell you who starts. As I was saying earlier, I looked on the Forest forums this morning and they were divided, like, in terms of which striker. Some people are adamant that it's Wood. Some are really sure that it's going to be a 1E. So Toffolo's the new Haaland. Toffolo's great for anti-FPL. Hey, you know what? Look. He got an assist against Brentford, 4 points. Then he got 6 there. Look, 2 assists against Villa and a clean sheet, 15 points. He scored against Wolves, 8 points. And that's basically his season. But hey, you know what? That's not bad. That's Toffolo. There's a few 1-pointers in there and 0s, but I'm keeping Toffolo. Toffolo's the one. You're blaming me if Toffolo doesn't get double figures. I mean, that's a high expectation. I'd be happy if he just got an assist. Like, this week, we're scraping the barrel. I mean, look at the clean sheet odds. It's such grim reading. Brentford have got the best odds, but only 29%. So, like, every team is expected to concede this week. So, why even sweat it, like, on which defender? Just get Toffolo. Toffolo red card. That would actually be heartbreaking. That would be really upsetting. Spurs, 25% chance of... and Forest as well. It says second on the clean sheet odds, Toffolo. The more I look into it, the more Toffolo makes sense. 25% chance of a clean sheet. 1 in 4 chance. If Toffolo plays Luton 4 times, he's keeping a clean sheet in one of those games. I think I missed a super chat. I was getting carried away with Toffolo. Khalid says... If Wood start... Oh, no, I did do that. It was Dylan. He says Toffolo triple captain on no balls. I've used it already, unfortunately. And my free hit's active, so... Can't use 2 chips in 1 week. Imagine that, if you could use 2 chips in 1 week. Like, if you could wildcard and bench boost and triple captain in 1 week. That would be mental. Toffolo. Start Bailey or Barkley? I'd start Bailey. But why Toffolo? I mean, I could captain him, but I think it'd be a bit... Nah, it's too far. I think I'll captain Son or Tony. Maybe Toffolo vice-captain. No, but then what if Son misses out? Not worth it. It's not worth it for the memes. Murillo or Toffolo? I would say Toffolo. Vice-captain him. I mean... Nico Williams is also great, by the way. We haven't even talked about Nico, but he's no Toffolo. But yeah, I've seen him in lots of teams. It's going to be peak FPL when like Nico Williams has a great game on the opposite flank. Maddison update. He's reportedly been managed in training, but if all goes well, he's expected to play. Again, I think it's not one to overthink on the free hit. I'm definitely having him on the free hit. Thoughts on Fofana? I prefer some of the other strikers like Tony, Watkins, Morris, to be honest with you. Even like take a punt on Wood. Chong over Elanga. I prefer Elanga. Why Toffolo? Oh, dearie me. We've gone off the rails here. How do we get back on the rails? What about a captain poll? Who's the third best option though? Who's your captain for game week? Who's your captain this week? Son, Tony. And then who would it be? Bowen? Watkins? I don't know if people are going to go Watkins because of the flag. The poll is up. Get your votes in. Who's your captain this week? Other Toffolo. That's what the third option should have been, because it's very close between all the remaining players. By the way, let me show you something on FPL Review. As far as the defender projections, I'm about to blow your mind. So if we go defenders, sort by GW29. Look who's there in 4th. So we've got Doughty, then Pedro Porro, then Udogie, and then Toffolo. Although he is tied with Reguilon. But there he is. I did have to increase his minutes to 85 because they were lower. Which I think is fair. I think 85 is reasonable. He probably plays the 90. Pro Trust FPL review. Yeah, I did adjust the mins, to be fair. Delusion, isn't it? You've lost it, mate. Honestly. You'll see when Toffolo gets something this week. I'm not the kind of guy that says I told you so, but I'm gonna have to really restrain myself if he gets something this week. Tweeting about it. Right, Ogbene captain. Anyone else? Maguire, Maddison, Son, easy choice. So 79% are on Son, 14% Tony, 3% Bowen, 5% other. Seems seems about right. Not surprising. Do you guys let effective ownership come into your thinking with captaincy? So like this week, Son's going to probably be 180% owned. So if you captain Tony and you own Son, you're going to take a big rank loss if Son hauls. Unless Tony can obviously smash it, but for every point that Son gets, you will drop rank. Obviously your captain just needs to keep pace and it's fine. Or do you guys just ignore effective ownership? All the others are Toffolo memers, probably. Toffolo captain. Morris or Morgan Gibbs White? That's close. Probably Morris. Espam doesn't pay attention to EO. Are you sure you trust the West Ham double? I mean, it is a bit punty, but I think on a free hit, for me anyway, like it's a game about having fun, and I think you have to have a bit of fun on a free hit and just. I could line up like absolutely everyone else. I couldn't. I could go like this, and go like this, and there you go. That is like free hit template FC, or maybe a Elanga for Kudi. Sorry, like that. That's just like template FC. But I just think why not have a bit of fun on the free hit? Hence Toffolo, and hence Kudus. But yeah, it could backfire for sure. As I said earlier, like Bailey, Douglas Luiz, they're not even in my team. They could do well. Gibbs White. You can't wait for the Toffolo 78 pointer. Hudson-Odoi could smash it, yeah. Gibbs White, I think, solid. So, yeah, that's why I got on Kudus. And as I said, he can be an explosive player. He's been ticking along recently, a couple of assists there, but he got a 16-pointer against Wolves, 11-pointer against Brentford, 10-pointer against Burnley. So he's got it in him, like 6 goals and 6 assists with 1,591 minutes. So what is that? 1591 divided by 12. That's a return every 132 minutes. I think that's even better than the rate Bowen's putting up returns, but obviously Bowen's scoring more. 2427 divided by 17 is 142. So yeah, Kudus has got a return every 132 minutes this season. Bowen's got one every 142 minutes. Louis got 15 points in his last game against West Ham. Yeah, I just wonder, like, what's his role going to look like? Is he going to be more defensively inclined because they've got McGinn and Kamara out? Or is that other lad, I forget his name now, going to play CDM? What's his name? Erogue Bunam. Probably said it wrong. Maybe he plays CDM. Yeah, Douglas Luiz is good as well. How we doing, Anthony? Afternoon. Drop Kudus and play Visser. I haven't even got Visser. I got Morris on the bench. Right, let's have a look at the scout selection. Let us know in the chat how many players you've got. This week, they've lined up with Flecken in goal. They've gone Porro, Doughty, Collins, Son captain, Maddison. Oh, they've got Bowen and Kudus. Watkins, Tony and Morris. Let us know in chat how many players you got. 11 PM in Australia. Shout out to all the Australian subscribers tuned in. Is Porro worth a hit? probably is, to be honest. He probably is, if he can't get 11 players out. Because he's got Luton home in game week 30 as well. Luton has got 10. 10, 7, 9. Jan's got 10. Sam's got 8. Sublime's got 7. 1 EM in New Zealand. Visser or Morris? I prefer Morris. Quiet day at the office today. So for me, I've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 for me. 9 out of 11. 11 after a -8. That's a good shout. We should stick a hit poll up. Because lots of people aren't on free hits. Like we saw on the poll earlier. A good chunk of people are, but lots aren't. And lots of people taking hits this week. How many hits are you taking this week? None. -4. -8 or more. And then we'll have free hit active. Because don't put none if your free hit's active. Because then that will confuse the results. So how many hits are you taking this week? None, -4, -8 or more, or free hit active. Will there be a double game week 37? Yeah, there will. Much later, second last game week. We don't know yet who will double there, but Ben Cronin's predicted some of the teams that could double there. So it's going to be a huge double. Like he's got Arsenal almost certainly doubling. Chelsea will. Liverpool very likely will. City almost certainly will. Man United and Newcastle probably do. Tottenham almost certainly. Wolves almost certainly. So yeah, massive double game week in 37. My plan is to bench boost then. Hopefully, I'm hoping I can get to game week 35. So I'll dead end into game week 34 and bring in whoever doubles there, like probably Eze, someone like that. Or if United double, then I could get Højlund or Garnacho. And then wildcard in 35 to prepare for the double in 37 and bench boost it. That's basically my chip plan for the rest of the season. Dylan is bored says use code TOFFELO for 5% off in the FPL Focal merch store. Hey, that's a shout. I've actually never even plugged it, but I did make a merch store. It's just like the Focal logo, so it doesn't look like you're wearing an FPL t-shirt or anything, but if anyone wants that, it's on my channel. I'm good, H-Monkey. How we doing? Any chance for Spurs leaks? Possibly. Possibly. I'll keep an eye out. I'll keep checking in the background in case anything comes in as far as Spurs. Is Watkins playing? Yeah, I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be alright. It was a cut above his knee. It didn't look that bad in the photo I saw of it. Yeah, I don't think Richarlison starts. He is back and he's available, but I'd be surprised if he comes straight in. Went away for 15 minutes and Toffolo still the topic. Hey, to be fair, that's not my fault. Blame Dylan for the super chat talking about Toffolo. Jago says, Haaland, differential captain, what an opportunity. Massive opportunity, yeah. Like, you're guaranteed not to get negative points, so yeah, if you're looking for that insurance, then yeah, Haaland captain, like you definitely won't get negative from him anyway. Yeah, I like that. Bench boost as well does work for the same reason. No, I don't think we've had any leaks. Let me just check. No. I'll keep checking in the background. We've got, what, an hour or so till deadline? Appreciate your being here, by the way. If you have enjoyed this stream, drop it a like and make sure you subscribe. Reported for hate speech. Sorry, Dylan. Why Elanga over Gibbs White? I mean, they're pretty close, to be honest with you, but Elanga's more attacking, and I think you'll get some joy down that side. As I was saying earlier, what's his name? Hashioka, that played in left centre-back for Luton last game against Bournemouth, and they got a lot of joy down that side. They're missing so many players, but yeah, he must be like fourth choice left centre-back, right? And I noticed as well, let me see if I can find it. Where was it? Interestingly, look here. Look at where all the goals came from. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Just about. Those ones there are the goals. All those goals coming from that side. Hashioka's area. So, anyway, I mean, you have to. I'm just throwing a dart at a few players, to be honest with you, but I think Elanga's a solid pick this week, and I think he starts. Kenny says Louise or Awani. I'd rather Louise. I'm just not sure which Forest striker starts, basically, so I'd rather avoid that risk. Mr. Health says, will FPL ever have a big money pot league? £1 entry for all the managers, 10 million for the winner. Probably not. They had this thing called Ultimate FPL, which was £5 entry, and then there was like a monthly £1 prize. But the problem is, some countries it's illegal because it's considered gambling. So I think they ran into all sorts of problems, and it got pushed back a year, and they did do it, and it wasn't successful. So I don't think they'll ever do it. What I'd like to see them do is make the prize money bigger and better prizes for Manager of the Month. Like, it's the biggest fantasy football game in the world by a mile. So yeah, I'd like if they're bigger prizes. I swear, like, Manager of the Month doesn't get much. It's like Premier League mug or something. So that'd be cool if they made the prizes more interesting. And like, maybe they could do a prize for the top 100 in the world rather than just the top 3 or whatever it is, because like winning FPL is just so unachievable. Who's behind me? That's Alex Moreno. Right, he's raking on the bench. I just want to take a punt on Toffolo, basically, and avoid the double Brentford defence. If you win Formula 1 Fantasy, you win grid passes. I mean, that's crazy. The prizes in FPL are laughable. Projected points. Yeah, these are the top projected points this week. And these are the only ones that are over 4. So, technically speaking, other players aren't worth a hit as far as their projections. But, as I said earlier, there's players like Pedro Porro and others with a good fixture after 29 that I think is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine to take a hit for. You're not first in the world, John. I'm not having that. There's no way you're number 1. Oh yeah, so 65% are on a free hit, 17% aren't taking a hit, 10% taking a -4, 9% taking a -8 or more. Why Toffolo? Yeah, they could, yeah. I think they could do a lot more with the leagues. And I think they should make it so that you can create second teams, but the rank isn't logged. And, you know, you could configure certain challenges. Like, imagine if there's a league where it's a set and forget league, or 18 mil budget league, or double chips league, or no chips league. And if you could actually configure leagues to have your own filters and rules, I think that'd be awesome. That'd be so much more exciting. And I could do like extra content, like a community team and stuff like that. Dylan says, screw it. He's got Toffolo in the squad. The Busted Flush, thanks for the super chat, says, not on a free hit, no free transfers, full 11, Richarlison to Madders -4. I don't know if that's worth a -4. Because Richarlison is available. Yeah, I don't know whether he starts, to be honest, but he is available. I don't think it's worth a hit. I don't think I'd take a hit for that. And Richarlison's better than Maddison for Gameweek 30 onwards, in my opinion. Flecken scores an own goal. I mean, that's a confident statement. If that happens, then time traveller confirmed. Yeah, I don't know if we get Tottenham leaks, to answer your question, Nud. I don't know if we actually get any Tottenham news or leaks. Start Gibbs, White or Kudus. I mean, I'm starting Kudus and Elanga, so I've got a bit of both. Probably Gibbs White. I do think it's worth attacking that Luton fixture. I think there's goals in that game. But yeah, in terms of Wood or Awani, it seems pretty 50-50. Some fans think it's going to be Wood. Some are saying Wood had a bad game. Awani starts. I thought it'd be Awani, but I've seen some predicting Wood, so. Adamax says, if you're a chasing rank and you're on a free hit, what would your 11 be? I think this team's got enough differential sprinkled in. But if you're chasing, I'd captain Tony. That's where I'd really differentiate. Don't forget, when you're on a free hit, the combination of 11 players you have are so extremely lowly owned that it's a massive differential in itself. Like, there's probably going to be about 2 teams in the world that have this 11. Unless any of you are copying my team. And fair play if you are. But I think a lot of people will have Morris in there. They'll have Regulon over Toffolo. And still, even that is going to be very differential as a combination of players. Kenny says Louise or Awani. Yeah, I'd rather Louise. I think I did do that one, actually. Alex says, is Solanke to Tony worth a -4? No free hit. Yeah, I was thinking about this one earlier. Leticia from Discord asked the same question. I'm not convinced it's worth it unless you're going to wildcard after the blank in 30 or 31. Otherwise, I don't think it's worth it. Because Bournemouth come out of the blank with really nice games. Let's pull up the fixture ticker. By the way, cheeky plug for FPL.page. Loads of free tools on here, like the fixture ticker tool. And by the way, we've got a live rank widget coming to the website, probably this weekend. So you can check your live rank on the website as well, FPL.page. What's that checking? Next 5 game weeks. I mean, look, after the blank, they've got Everton home, Palace home, Luton away, Man United home, not necessarily bad. And then there's the 34, the potential double in 34. So I'm not sure if it's worth it, actually. Again, unless you're going to wildcard in 30 or 31. But yeah, if anyone wants to check out the site, FPL.page. By the way, James Justin, he's top 1k in the world. Smashing it at Leicester, smashing it on FPL. Ekdal's 2.2k. Smalling's doing alright, 147k. Maddison is 694k. Trippier's winning the Newcastle Players League. He's 742k. And then right at the bottom, Jordan Bayer, Kane captain. He's still got Kane captain. I think he made his team in Gameweek 1 and then forgot about it or forgot his password. Gordon's still playing even though he's 7 mil. He went, what did he do? Trent to White. Ah, Trent to White. Oh, that's a good move, yeah. White did well. How many points did he get? 37. Oh, at least the White transfer paid off. Oh, his bench. No. Brutal. Kenny says, no dog on your shoulder this week. Disappointing. Yeah, I know. He's round my families this week. He's round the family. So, yeah, no Teddy this week. Unfortunately. Sorry about that. Right, we're going to play a little game. And I'm going to drop 5 gifted memberships to 5 random people. If anyone can get it. The challenge is to name the player that got this haul. And name the season. So I need the player name and I need the season. If anyone can get it, I'll gift 5 memberships to chat right now. Get your guesses in. So, yeah, they got 63 points as triple captain. Son 1920, Kane 1516. I think the first guess was correct. Let me just check. Okay. Oh, that's outrageous. Mackie got it. Did anyone else get it? Hamish got it. Mitchie got it. Yeah, a lot of people got it. It was Gareth Bale. It was the 2021 season, and it was Gameweek 34, and he was home to Sheffield United. I can't believe that. That's never happened. Literally the first guess was correct. All right, I'm going to gift 5 memberships then. Well done to those that got it. They get gifted randomly, so I can't choose who these go to. But they go to people that are active in chat. So anyone that sent a message might get one right now. Here we go. And if anyone does get it, then if you link your Discord account to YouTube, you get access to the members channel as well. And there's the members league and so on. And if anyone else wants to become a member, by the way, it's the join button below the stream. So, yeah, if you want to become a member and support the channel, it's the join button. I think it's only like £1.99. And you get early access to videos, the Members League, badged by your name in streams and comments and all sorts. So, if anyone else is interested, I didn't see who they went to, so sorry I missed that. Slap it for retail says -8 Solanke to Tony or -4 Foden and Saka to Maddison and the Nottingham Forest midfield. No wild card. I prefer selling Foden. I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult, that one, because you've got no wild card. It's a bit trickier. I don't think it's worth a -8 Solanke to Tony. No, I'd rather the -4 and sell Foden and Saka. I'm not sure how many players you can get out, by the way, but I think I'd rather sell Foden. I think it makes more sense to sell Foden and Saka and Haaland this week and then get them back in Game Week 31. Because Game Week 30, City and Arsenal play each other, so that's quite an unpredictable game. Might be a low scoring game, like it was 1-0 in the reverse game. So yeah, I think I'd rather do that. So yeah, I'd do the Foden and Saka out moves. Do another guess. I haven't got any more. I have to make them in Photoshop for each stream. We'll do one next stream as well. So make sure you guys are subscribed for that. Welcome back for another Toffolo video. Honestly, if Toffolo goes off this game week, I don't know what I'll do with myself. I'll probably take my shirt off and run a lap around the garden. Start Flecken or Sells? Flecken, I suppose. But I know some people want to hedge against the double Brentford defence. So like, if you've got Reguilon and you want to spread your risk, then Sells. Good looking stream, bro. Thanks very much, Gorillo. Oh, you got a massive channel. 839,000 subscribers. Holy. Minecraft content. Thanks for swinging by. How comes Toffolo over Williams? I mean, they're pretty close, to be honest, but Toffolo's got the slightly better underlying numbers. We'll do a little comparison on Scout and I'll show you. So, defenders, all matches. Look. So let me find Toffolo. By the way, click the link in the description to become a Fantasy Football Scout member. They've got loads of amazing tools there. This is my defenders table, which is public in the members area. But look at Toffolo. So 452 minutes per XGI. Nico Williams 664. He's played slightly more minutes, but look, he's created more than 2 times the chances. He takes more corners, equal on crosses, 8 shots. 2.79 expected goal involvement. Williams 1.7. But to be honest, there's nothing between them. Like, either of them could get something. But that's why I've got Toffolo. Dr. Yazan says, free hit, Kudus or Douglas Luiz, or Gibbs White, and why? Well, I've got Kudus, because I like to chuck a differential on a free hit. Douglas Luiz, I'm not sure what his role is going to be. That's my worry about him. Because they've got Kamara and McGinn injured, who are kind of their 2 defensive mids. I don't know if Luiz is going to perhaps sit a bit deeper this game. Gibbs White I think is great as well. Basically, I would want to have one Forest midfielder, so I'd rather Gibbs White in that scenario. But in my case, I've got both. So I've got Elanga and Kudus. But I think you want to have one Forest mid on a free hit. Just because Luton have got so many players out, like their injury list is actually unbelievable. It might be the worst in the league right now. I mean, look how many players they've got out. This is Premier injuries. That's their injury table. So it starts there. How many players is that? Like 12 or something? And a lot of those are first teamers. So yeah, I think it's definitely a fixture to target. Matty says not on the free hit. Haaland for Tony by Salah and Gameweek 30, wildcard 31. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. I think that's what it boils down to for a lot of teams. If you're going to wildcard in 30 or 31, then it just makes sense to sell like Saka, Foden, Haaland, because they got a bad game in 30 as well. And then you can wildcard in 31 and get them back in. And you can move on players that have a nice game of 30, like Watkins. My plan is to sell Watkins in 31 to get Salah back, because he's got City away, and Salah's got Sheffield United home. So that's a massive fixture swing between those two players. Schnapp says, Paqueta, Elanga or Gibbs-White. I've got Son, Maddison, Bowen, Visser or Morris with Watkins and Tony. Thanks, Vocal. I prefer Elanga, which is why I've got him. Just a bit more advanced. I think they're going to struggle down that flank. So I've got Elanga over Gibbs-White, but they're both pretty close. Like Gibbs-White, it's on pens. He takes set pieces. So I'd go Elanga. Visser or Morris. I think Morris edges it, but Visser's alright as well. But for me, I think Tony, Watkins, and then Morris makes sense if you're going with a front three. But Visser's fine. Any surprise news pre-deadline? Not really. Don't think we've had much. I can do the news roundup again. We've had a few bits and bobs. But there's no leaks. Like Maddison has been managed in training, but he's expected to play, so I don't think there's too much concern there. Worth Solanke to Muniz. I'm not a big fan of that move myself. Like I said, that after Gameweek 29, Bournemouth have got really nice games, plus the potential double in 34. Toffolo and guess the player. News roundup. Yeah, we can do a news roundup if you guys want me to run back through it. There actually wasn't a huge amount this week, but I'll very quickly run through any of the news you might have missed. So Van de Ven's going to miss this game week after limping off last weekend. Richarlison's train should be available if he pulls up okay. Might not start, but he is available. People were asking about Maddison because he wasn't seen in training videos this week, or not since Wednesday. Paul O'Keefe said he's been managed this week, but the hope and expectation is that he plays. Luton is still missing loads of players. No one's back that is currently injured. Lokonga's closer to returning. Chong's fit. Adebayo might not play again this season. Very quickly in West Ham, late call's going to be made on Emerson, who has a little bit of a groin strain. And then obviously there was the... Oops, not Arsenal. And then there was the Watkins injury. It was just like a gash above his knee. He got like a deep cut. I think he was studded above his knee. Emery initially said, I don't know exactly what the injury is. I think he could be available for Sunday. Could be available. And then he also said on Villa TV, of course, he was asking us to change him, but it was because he had a cut. So hopefully for Sunday, he's going to be available. So Watkins should be fine, I would say. Luke Smith, thanks for the super chat. He says, 5 playable players and 1 free transfer. Would you take a -8 for 7 available people this week? -8 would get you 8, wouldn't it? For 8 available people this week, or a free hit. Side question, which injury-prone player would you wish to be injury-free for an FPL season? In your scenario, with 5 people, 1 free transfer, I think you just free hit, Luke. I would just free hit. Like a -8 gets you 8 players, but you're already 8 points down, plus you got 3 players short of 11. Unless you mean one of your playable are a doubt and you actually get 7. I would use your free hit. I think if you could get to 8 with a -4, that's probably the absolute cutoff for me. So I would say free hit. Which injury... That's a good question. I'll ask chat as well. Which injury-prone player do you wish could be injury-free for an FPL season? I think Reece James immediately comes to mind. Like, I've got good memories of Reece James, because when I got to rank 1, I had Chilwell and Reece James, and they were both absolutely killing it. But he's so injury-prone, is the problem. Like, back in the day, I would have said Aguero. Sturridge, yeah, Sturridge. I mean, we'll do, like, past players as well. If there's any players that are no longer in the Prem that had a bad injury record. I would have loved to have seen Diaby and Wilshere at Arsenal injury-free. But they were just always injured. Salah. I mean, Salah's not really a great shout because he's normally very available. I feel like this season's injury is the worst he's ever had at Liverpool. And he's not missed that much. Toffolo. I mean, Toffolo's a great shout. I think he did have an injury early in the season. But no, not Toffolo. Reece James, I think, makes sense. Jota, yeah, good shout. Cazorla, yeah. Smith Rowe, yeah. Smith Rowe as well, I've got good memories of him. I bench boosted the week I got to number 2 in the world. And I had Smith Rowe and he was carrying me. He was doing so well for me. That was like Martinelli's first season, so Martinelli hadn't quite broken through, so Smith Rowe was playing lots. But they've kind of gone opposite ways and Martinelli's completely overtaken him now. Yeah, De Bruyne's a good shout. De Bruyne, I mean, imagine De Bruyne if he was fully fit, played 38 games. I reckon he'd put up 280 points in the season. He'd run Salah close for his record. Doughty injured? I haven't heard that, Grovey. That's news to me. I don't think that's true. No Villa midfielders. Yeah. You reckon they're going to beat West Ham 4-1? I mean, we've only got 4 games this game week, so we could actually do some scoreline predictions. Burnley v Brentford. 3 o'clock today. Scoreline predictions. Burnley v Brentford. What do you think? Yeah, Eze's a good shout. FPL Juice have messaged me. They want me to go on their stream after my stream. I'll hop on there quickly after. 1-0. 4-0 Brentford. 2-0. I should also ask, those of you that are predicting the clean sheet, how many of you have got Reguilon or Flecken or both? 4-0 Brentford. 2-1. 2-all. Lots of goals then. 6-0. Jeez, if it's 6-0, I'll regret not getting Vissa. 2-1. 2-0. Okay. Actually, I forgot to get my guesses on. Playing on Super Brew. I have to do it real quick. We've got like a mini league set up on the Discord where you get your guesses in, and then what should I go? I'll go. No, I'm gonna go 1-3. Luton v Nottingham Forest. What do you think? Luton v Nottingham Forest. I'm gonna go. Massive upset. Forest to keep a clean sheet. 3-0 win. What do you guys think? I mean, that's delusion as a Toffolo owner, isn't it? But 2-all, 2-3, 1-all, 3-1, 2-all. Yeah, maybe I should get. Luton will score one, won't they? I think they've only blanked once at home all season. It is soul destroying seeing your clean sheet wipe tweets. Hey, it hurts me to type them as well. Trust me. Okay, 2-1. Maddison starts. Okay, that's good news. Alright, Fulham v Spurs. What do you think? What should I put for this? Do Fulham score? They're pretty good at home, Fulham. Secret Watford fan. You know what, Alex? They are like my local team. So I'd like to see them back in the Prem. I live next to Watford, so when they were in the Prem, I always used to go when Arsenal played Watford away. So yeah, I'm gutted to see them doing pretty bad in the Championship. I saw Cleverley's their manager now. 3-1. 3-1 Spurs. 2-all. Mate, if it's 2-0 to Fulham, that would be bad. I'll have 3 players down. Sorry, Alan. I'll be 2 secs. Alright, last one. West Ham v Villa. West Ham v Villa. What am I going to go for this one? Should we go for a high-scoring game? 2-all. How are we doing, Liam? We're just getting some predictions in because I forgot to do it before I went live, and I want to do it because I've missed a few. 2-all, 1-all, 2-all, 4-1, 4-2. I'm going to go with that. There we go, done. I'm 37th in the league at the moment, but I've missed 2 game weeks as well, so that actually seems quite good considering. There's quite a lot in it as well. Quite a lot playing. What was I doing? Oh yeah. So Alan was saying Son, Paqueta, Elanga, Tony, -8 for Haaland, KDB, Gordon and Foden. Son you absolutely have to get. So KDB to Son. Let's just put that aside. So Haaland, Gordon, Foden. Do you have your wildcard still, Alan? I'd say that's an important factor here. Because the problem with like buying all these players this week is you don't want them long term. Like, you're not going to want to have Elanga and Paqueta stinking your team up. I assume you've got Bowen already. If not, I'd get Bowen over Paqueta. I prefer Kudus over Paqueta as well, but they're pretty close. If you've still got your wild card, do it. I would say do all 4 moves. Son and Tony make a lot of sense to do. Yeah, I think you do it, Alan. You do have your wild card. So yeah, I think the way it's going for a lot of teams are, if you aren't free hitting this week, a lot of people are looking to wildcard in 30 or 31. I think most people are looking at 30. Because you're bringing in these players this week that you don't want long term. FPL Fella's in the chat. He's a massive West Ham fan. Season ticket holder. And he says Bowen, Kudus and Paqueta in that order. 1, 2, 3. John says switch Kudus for Morris. Do you think so? I think they're quite close. Doughty ice pack on his leg on Sky Sports. Are you serious? Just an ice pack though. Is there any photos going around of that evidence? Trying to find it. Doughty. I mean, I'm keeping him. I've got Reagan on the bench. Oh, there we go. Well, it's an ice pack, isn't it? I'm sure he'll be fine. So, yeah, he's got a little ice pack on his ankle there. Interesting. I mean, for me, that's not enough to drop him. Did people not see Kudus on Thursday? Exactly, Dan. I had Kudus before that game as well. And then he gets the brace, and I was like, wow, that absolutely seals it for me. I'm not hearing any... I'm not listening to this Toffolo propaganda. Well, I'm not one to talk, because I guess me getting Toffolo and hyping him up is propaganda, but he's not out for the season. What's the Watkins news? He's got a cut above his knee. He should be fine, basically. Toffolo fell over while watching Focals live. He's out to the 28-29 season. Regulon starts. Oh yeah, from Talk Bees. Are they a reliable Brentford account? I've not seen them before, but I assume they're a reliable Brentford account. They've got like 2,500 followers. They said Regulon starts. So good news if you have Regulon on your free hit, or if you brought him in on a free transfer, or you had him already. Who's behind you? No one's behind me. Do you mean here? Alex Moreno. Do you ever listen to the FPL Focal theme outside of editing your vids? You rate the tune? I don't actually. No, I never listen to it outside of videos. It's this one, right? What's it called? That's a bit loud. Do you guys think I should keep that song, or should I change it up? I think I have to stick with it now. I can't change it. Yeah. Welcome back for another video. Cielo. Yeah, it's called Cielo. From Harris Heller. I mean, on streams, I can mix it up. Like, I'm not going to have this on repeat for 2 hours. Keep for sure. Honestly, I can't begin to tell you guys. When I started doing videos, I was looking for copyright-free music, and I literally listened to hundreds of copyright-free songs. So I was clicking through one by one, and then this came on. I was like, hold on, that's quite good. That works. And suddenly it's just like a light bulb moment. I was like, this is the song. Like, this is what I'm sticking with. So yeah, that's the song I use for every video now. Official tune. FPL Focal official tune. Oh dear. I mean, everyone's heard that song at some point, haven't they? Absolutely keep it. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll keep it. Once in a while, I'll get a comment like, you need to change the song. But most people say keep it. You love it. It is a classic now. It's become a timeless classic. I need to tell him, like, this guy, what an impact he's had on my videos. Like, it's the perfect song. Day 47 of calling Focal a smexy beast. Oh dear. Yeah, it is soothing. You just got an endorphin boost. I felt that as well. Yeah, as soon as that drops at the start. It's iconic, don't change it. Yeah, we saw the leak just now that Brentford, that Reguilon starts. Chris says non-free hit. He's wildcarding in 35. Best 1 week midfielder punt. You got Son and Louise. I don't think you need to take punts this week. Like, if you haven't got Bowen, he's not even a punt. Like, he's just a solid pick. I'd rather have him. Let me change it now. Change the song. Maybe we should just leave that on for like 2 hours on a stream, but I think you'd get sick of it after that long. Yeah, FPL Tips has got a very good soundtrack on his as well. The song screams Focal waiting room vibe. More iconic than Teddy. There was I saw someone tweeted to me yesterday, and they're saying on the Forest forums, someone leaks the starting 11 most weeks, and I couldn't find it. I asked the guy and he didn't reply. And then I actually looked on the Forest forums this morning and I couldn't find it either. And I think that this is one of those very few weeks where it'd actually be good to get a Forest leak. But yeah, unfortunately I couldn't find it. If anyone else knows about that, then let us know. And there was like 3 or 4 Forest forums, so I was just, after a point I was like, what am I even doing here? I just stopped looking. Never getting sick of that song, yeah. And Mbomo is back, yeah. I'm not sure if he comes straight into the 11, to be honest. But he is back. He tweeted himself, he's back. Fella says we'll chuck it in the Gameweek 38 meets playlist. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. Next weekend, there's an FPL Juice football tournament. And I need 1 player. If anyone's in the London area and wants to join my team, and is pretty good at football, then drop me a DM on Twitter. Because Team Focal needs 1 more player. Lee says, what am I even doing here? What are you even doing here, Lee Chris? Did you stumble in here by accident? What am I even doing here? I mean, I've got Toffolo in my team. I'm asking myself the same. Vissa confirmed starts, but is he worth it? Is he? Have they tweeted? All they've said is Reguilon, right? He will start though, I'm sure. Might come off early. Thomas Frank says that Mbomo is very close to being back, and he added that he has a decision to make ahead of Saturday's game. I guess that decision is whether to put him in the squad or not. Rakagumi, thanks for the 18 months, says going 3-4-3, Tony Visser, Watkins or Morris. I think Visser and Morris are pretty 50-50 this week, to be honest. Like, Burnley are the worst defence than Forest. Forest has actually been solid recently. Like, over the last 6 games, they're 5th best for expected goals conceded. So they're actually quite solid, even though they've not been getting results. So I think this is fine. 50-50 that one. I'd probably go Morris, but very close. Yeah, I think I'd go Morris. What position do you play? I play centre mid. I'm left footed though, so in 5-a-side I can play like left centre back. Do you want me to change the song? I'm getting complaints about this song now. What about this one? This is the problem. I have to use copyright-free music on streams or I get demonetized. If I use a song that's copyrighted, then I don't get any of the proceedings. It just goes to the artist, or they get a big cut or something like that, just for having the song. So it's slim pickings with copyright-free music. Aya says, how is Chris Wood as a differential? Will he start? Is choosing him over Morris a wise decision? The problem with Wood is, depending on which Forest fan you ask, there's pretty divided opinions. So there was this thread from FPL Joe on Twitter, and he said, right, my FPL timeline is full of questions about Forest, so here's my thoughts. And he's given his predicted lineup. He's got Wani in it, but other people will say it's Wood. So I just think it's probably worth swerving that risk and just get a striker you know he's going to play, like Tony, Watkins, Morris, Visser. Morris off? What do you mean Morris off? Did I miss something? FPL Machine says, why Kudus? I just like Kudus as a player. Like, he's absolutely class. He just got a brace as well Thursday night in Europa. He's got 12 attacking returns this season. So I just think, why not? It's not like there's other players that I'm blatantly missing out on. Like Douglas Luiz, Bailey, Gibbs White. They're all pretty close. So I think, why not Kudus? Anurag says, sorry for already mentioned, thoughts on double Spurs defence instead of Maddison and taking out Doughty. Most defenders look bad this week to me. If I'm honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Fulham score. Like, there's not been a pushover at home. And Spurs, it's not like Spurs have been solid defensively. They definitely haven't. Like, I think this was a bit of an anomaly because Villa did get the red card. I mean, look, before that, they conceded 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 1, 4. It just goes on and on. Like, they don't really keep clean sheets. So I wouldn't go double Spurs defence personally. I think Maddison will be fine. Like, I read that he's been managed in training for weeks. It's not like just this week. I think it's not a brand new thing. And he's been playing recently. Yeah, like Munoz, as Sam said, he's in form. He's got the home game. Munoz could definitely score against Spurs. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, I think triple Spurs midfield, if anything, would be more sensible than double Spurs defence. So you go Son, Maddison, and then one of Kulu or Johnson. Right, let me tweet my team before I forget. Let's take a screenshot of that. Game week 29. What did everyone do this week? There we go. Locked in. I need to remember to put what did everyone do this game week, because there's always one smart ass that talks about what they did this week outside of FPL. There we go. Ariel over Flecken. Yeah, I mean, look, in terms of the clean sheet odds this week, they're all very low. So, like, there's nothing between them. Brentford 29%, Tottenham and Forest 25%, Villa 23.5%, Luton 23.5%, Burnley 22%, West Ham 21%, and then Fulham at rock bottom with 17%. But I mean, 12% between worst and best. So it's going to be a very hard week to predict the clean sheets. And obviously, all of these teams are projected to concede here based on these odds. So it's going to be a low-scoring week, mate. No doubt about that. So you know, if you have a bad game week or you feel like you're having a bad score, I wouldn't be too worried about it because everyone's in the same boat this week. Obviously, the free hitters have got a bit of an edge because no hits and they've got 11, but it's going to be a low-scoring week for all of us. There's only 4 games. 12 teams blanking. Diaby or Bailey? I prefer Bailey. Richarlison news. Richarlison's back in training, so looks like he's available for selection, but I wouldn't bring him in. But if you've got him already, there's definitely a chance he's involved. Might be off the bench. I wouldn't punt Morris over Watkins, no. I think you have to have Watkins. Yeah, I saw that. Reguilon leaked to start, so that's good news. Assuming they're reliable. I've not seen their account before, but if they're reliable, that's good for the Reguilon in this. They say he starts. Don't think we've had any other news other than that. What's up with Watkins? He got a cut above his knee, but he should be fine. It was just a cut above his knee. I'm sure they could strap it up and so on. Stitch it closed. How we doing, Beardy? Welcome to the stream. Why not Areola? I mean, Flecken's got the best clean sheet odds of the keepers, so I'm just going for that reason alone. Brentford did look a lot more organised against Arsenal as well, I have to say. Not going to start him over Toffolo. No, I've made my Toffolo bed now. I'm going to lie in it. Yeah, Reguilon starting. Just woke up. Must be nice. I've been awake for hours. I've been alive for about an hour. Hour and a half. Kudus or lawyers? Who's lawyers? Lawyers? Who could lawyers be? Paqueta? Awani starts. I mean, the Forest strikers, I think, is pretty 50-50. So I'm swerving that on the free here. I prefer these three as strikers over Wood or Awani. Like, don't get me wrong, whichever one starts, I wouldn't be surprised if they get something, but it just seems too risky to me. Now I'm starting Toffolo. You like your team symmetry? You know what, Tom? I said the same thing this week on one of my videos. In the video, I was like, does anyone else set their team up symmetrically? And then I got a lot of comments saying it's not symmetrical. Technically, it's not, I guess. Like, Son needs to be there, and then the West Ham plays on either side. So, yeah, there's always someone like, actually, that's not symmetrical. But, yeah, does anyone else do that? Do you guys set your team up symmetrically or, like, so it looks pleasing on the eye? That's what I've gone for here today. I've gone for the triple Spurs there. We've got the double West Ham there. And obviously Watkins with the same colour shirt. Complementing the Bowen and Kudus double up. And then, of course, we've got Elanga and Toffolo. And Flecken with the red down the middle. Yes, OCD. It is a bit OCD, isn't it? Same for real. Werner, I would avoid Werner. Like, Johnson started the last game, Werner didn't. And Johnson scored. Derek says absolutely not, who cares? I mean, that's it, exactly. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. It just looks good on the eye. Yeah, but if I start chopping this up, it's going to look... It's not going to look as pleasing, is it? Look. Look at that. That's horrible, isn't it? Actually, still got them the same. Look. Oh, it's horrible. Oh, I feel sick looking at that. Let's refresh. Take it back. There we go. Much better. So this is why you have Toffolo. Yeah, for the symmetry. He's a symmetrical pick. That's what it was, yeah. Horrible, unsubscribed. Oh dear. Sorry to hear, Wilf. Duran is a sleeper pick if Watkins doesn't play. Absolutely. Like, if Watkins doesn't play, Duran could be a nice pick, but at the end of the day, he's still away to West Ham, and he's not guaranteed to start. So, again, it's just not worth the risk, in my opinion. Any leaks? Not really. We've had regular starts. That's it at the moment. Yeah, that's all I can see here. I'll keep an eye out, though. Barkley captain? Surely not. Let's stick a closing captain poll up. We've got half an hour till deadline. Who's your captain this week? I'm not putting Toffolo on it. Should I go Watkins? I'll go Watkins instead this time. If you go for other, message in chat. Who's your other? Max Sense, thanks for the super chat. Says third striker, Fofana, Morris or Wood. Out of those three, if I put them in order, I like Morris the most, then Wood, and then Fofana. If I knew for certainty that Wood starts, then I would say Wood, but we don't. So I think it's just not worth taking that risk on. Quite a few Bowen captainers. I mean, he did well as well on Thursday night. Bowen got 1 goal, 1 assist. Kudus got a brace. So they got the form. And also Villa played on Thursday night as well. So at least they're equal in that respect. Will Reguilon play? Yeah, there's been a leak going around that he starts. So yeah, it looks all good as far as him. No other leaks. Let's all captain Toffolo. You first, Clark. You first, mate. Is Emerson fit? It's going to be a late call on him, is what Moyes said. Cornet's out for 29. A late call is going to be made on Emerson, who has a little bit of a groin strain. Who do we think the most transferred in player is this week? Get your guesses in. Who do you think it will be? Most transferred in. Would it be Son or Tony? I'm actually not sure. Get your guesses in. Who's the most transferred in player? Son. You reckon Son, Tony? Bowen? Did I miss a super chat? Nidish, thank you for that. It says play Pedro Porro or Reguilon, differential captain Maddison. I'd rather play Porro over Reguilon. I don't think I'd captain Maddison. Like, he's reportedly been managed in training this week, so I wouldn't. If you want a differential captain, Tony's the one for sure. These are the top projected points on review this week. They've got Son top, then Tony. Maddison not far behind, but I'd prefer Tony because he's on free kicks and pens. Gibbs White, Bowen, Morris is up there. In terms of the most transferred in player, let's see who it actually is. Oh, it is Son. 879,000 transfers in. Then it's Tony, Maddison, Porro, Bowen, Romero. I'm surprised so many going for Romero over Udogie or Porro. Morris, Doughty, Visser. So who's most transferred out then? Solanke, and then De Bruyne, then Saka, Trippier, Haaland, Foden, Gordon. By the way, did you guys see, it was being reported Gordon's out for 6 to 9 months, and then Eddie Howe comes out and says, yeah, he should be okay, he's in training, and Gordon's been called up for the England squad. I'll never understand why people just guess on Twitter. Guess the leaks and guess team news, because you're inevitably going to be wrong, so what's the point? Just ridiculous. Like, I saw that 6 to 9 months and I was like, oh, that is dreadful news. But he's okay. And I need him, by the way. Like, coming out of the blank, he's got some nice home games. Leak Crew says, why start Elanga over, say, Chris Wood? Cheers, GOAT. Yeah, I was saying earlier, if I knew Wood started 100%, I'd be very tempted to have him, but we don't. And I think Elanga's going to cause them loads of trouble down that side. We were saying earlier, they got Hashioka left centre-back as like their 4th, 5th choice centre-back. And he had a bad game against Bournemouth and he was brought off for Mpanzu. So, I think Elanga's... I mean, Gibbs White's very close as well. John says, is Elanga on pens? Gibbs White's on pens, so if they get a penalty, it'll be Gibbs White that takes. Super close though, between the Forest mids, but I think Elanga just edges it. Who's your captain this week? 76% Son, 18% Tony, 2% Watkins, 3% other. Yeah, Toffolo's a top fellow. I heard that as well. How long till deadline? There's a little countdown in the top left corner, so 25 minutes till deadline. Thoughts on Mbumo? I mean, he hasn't played a game yet since coming back from injury, so I wouldn't risk it. Yeah, Postecoglou did say Dragison's going to start centre-back, because obviously Van de Ven's out. What's Az messaged me? Doughty over Regs. I'll say I'm live, but Toffolo. Regs on bench. I'm back on the official FPL podcast on Monday with Az actually, so I'm looking forward to that. He says we've got the same teams except Kudus, Paqueta and Toffolo. He's gone Vitinha. Az has gone rogue with a Vitinha pick. Leaks. I mean, all we've had so far is that Reguilon starts. That's all I've seen. I'll keep refreshing. I don't think there's anything else at the moment. Let me check here. We don't tend to get leaks for these teams playing now. That's the thing. Oh, who's that on the bench? Which nation is that? Mbumo? Is that Mbumo on the bench? There he is, Az. We're just talking about. You speak of the devil. You gone Vitinha. You gone Vitinha and Kudus. So we've got the same teams, except you've got Paqueta and Vitinha, and I've got Kudus and Toffolo. I wonder if Mark's gone Toffolo. Mbumo on the bench. Wow. Well, there you go. That's a big update. But yeah, to answer all those questions about Mbumo, there you go. Definitely don't get him. That's what I was saying earlier. Like, he's not actually played since coming back from injury yet. If he'd got a cameo last week, then I get it, but he hasn't. So yeah, maybe it comes off for the last 10-15 today. Mark's gone Wood and Elanga. Okay, so Mark's back in Wood to start. He's got Elanga. Harry reached 100k. Wow, massive congrats to Harry. I'll send him a message after the stream. Leaked that Maddison's injured. I've not seen that anywhere. I'm definitely keeping Maddison unless something reliable comes through. Neville says, hi Oscar, great stream as always. Like the stream and subscribe, people. There we go. You heard it from Neville. I was just saying, Az, I'm looking forward to Off the Bench on Monday. I don't know if anyone's going to tune into it though, because like it's straight after a pretty dead game week and then an international break. So I don't know if they'll get many listeners to our rambles. Oh, it's Boona. Yeah, it's Boona. I've got Boona muted, which is a shame because Boona's actually a really awesome guy in real life, but when it comes to FPL, I have to mute him because every week he'll tweet some fake news and he'll pretend to be a reliable account. So yeah, be careful. And obviously some people like retweet what he writes just to help wind up the FPL community. So Regulon starts is what we've heard and Abumo doesn't. Iwobi punt. Not for me. I mean, there's loads of strikers, midfielders I'd rather have over Iwobi personally. I'd rather have these five. I'd rather have Bailey, Douglas Luiz that aren't here either, Gibbs White, and then maybe Iwobi. But he's way down the list for me. Az, if you're still here, why Paqueta over Kudus? I'm guessing you got Bowen, but you've gone Paqueta over Kudus. What's the difference there? Why have you gone that way? You love all this last minute panic. It's always the way on the streams because you get last minute leaks and so on. Yeah, I do like the Paqueta pick, but I just thought Kudus seems more explosive. He's got a few double digit hauls. Pens, yeah. I think he scored, didn't he, on Thursday night? But Kudus got a brace. Matty Cash, underrated pick, yeah. Wylanga over Gibbs White. I mean, he plays more advanced. I think, I was saying earlier, I think he's going to cause them a lot of trouble down that flank. Because it's Hashioka, whatever his name is, left centre-back. Doughty, worryingly, just seen him with ice on his legs, but I'm sure he'll be fine. Can't back on Kudus scoring from inside his own half again. Is that what he did? He doesn't score from only in his own half, if that's what he's done. Mbeumo on the bench. Why Toffolo? I'm not doing the whole Toffolo bit again. Unless you have genuinely just joined and asking why Toffolo. But literally the first half hour of this stream was everyone saying, why Toffolo? But yeah, Regular's probably going to get something now on Toffolo blank. Be inevitable. I like to chuck in a little differential on a free hit, and it sounds like that's what Az has done with Vitinha. I'm interested to know why Vitinha as well. Anything about Awani? No, nothing. We've not had any leaks on him. I mean, as was saying, Mark's gone Wood and Elanga on his free hit. I'm guessing he's on a free hit anyway. You're glad I'm benching Regulon. I know, Az. It'll be me and you. We'll either be celebrating that on Monday or we're going to be absolutely gutted. We're in that one together. It feels like everyone's got Regulon on a free hit. He's in absolutely every free hit team. I've got Flecken, so like I do have Brentford defence coverage, but obviously he's got an attacking return in him. But so does Toffolo. You've got 10 players playing this week, and that's with a -4. Do you think I need to use my free hit? No, definitely not. If you can get 10 players and -4, that's a pretty solid position, I would say. There's every chance you get a green arrow with 10 on a -4. Toffolo brace. I was saying earlier, I was like, what should I do if Toffolo hauls this game week, or is top scorer this game week? And they said I have to rebrand for a 1 week to FPL Toffolo. So I've agreed to that. So that's the context if anyone sees me as FPL Toffolo from Monday. Well, yeah, from Monday after this weekend's games. Are there any games on Sunday, or is it all today? Yeah, tomorrow's West Ham Villa. Okay. FPL Toffolo. And buy Toffolo's shirt. Okay. Alright, fine. Big Harry Toffolo. Is that his name? I don't even know what his first name is. It is Harry Toffolo. Yeah, I knew that. Thoughts on dinner starting? Dinner? It's lunchtime. We'll have to bench dinner for later. Will Brennan Johnson start? Yeah, I imagine he does. He scored last game. He definitely won't play 90. We'll probably see Werner come on, or if Richarlison is declared fit, it could be him. Could see both come on. Craig says, reason for picking Toffolo over someone like Murillo. Basically, between the Forest defenders, he's got the best underlying numbers. Better than Williams, better than Murillo. I mean, in terms of minutes per expected goal involvement, he's better than the likes of Udogie, Gusto. Very similar to Reguilon. And I just think Luton have got so many players out that I think they're really gonna struggle against Forest. I think Forest will be too much for them. I think Forest put a few past them, so I've got Langer as well. I'm not expecting a clean sheet, to be honest, but I don't know if we'll get any this week. Like, looking at the clean sheet odds, Burnley 20% chance, Brentford 29% here, Luton 22, 25. Every team's massive favourites to concede, so we might only get one clean sheet if we're lucky. So, like, don't get me wrong, it could be like Reguilon gets 1 point, Toffolo gets 1 point. That could easily happen. So, yeah, it's going to be a low-scoring game week, points-wise, but I'll be surprised if there's more than 2 clean sheets. Tom says, is Vitinho an optional swerve? And then Az, who's got Vitinho on the free hit, says, yes, Tom. Hey, Az, I'm surprised you didn't save your free hit for 37 since you accidentally used your bench boost, didn't you, earlier in the season? That could have been nice. Well, I'm guessing your team just didn't allow you to do that. That's the boat I was in. I only had like 2 or 3 players playing this week, a few weeks ago. So I had to just commit to it early on. Drag us in instead of Porro. I'd rather have Porro and Udogie for the attacking threat. Yeah, I messed up. Oh well. It happens. It happens. I mean, I triple captain Mane for 1 point a few years ago. Song name. Alone by Pavis. Pavis. Today's Tony's birthday. Is that true? Ivan Toney. Ivan Benjamin Elia Toney is an English professional footballer who plays as a forward for Premier League club Brentford and the England national team, born on the 16th of March 1996. Happy birthday, Tony! You're right. Alright, let's check if there's any other leaks or anything else. So what have we had so far? Just Reguilon starts and Bumo on the bench. That's it, I think. Yeah. And there was that photo of Doughty with his legs strapped up with ice. Bit worrying. But it's probably not a major injury if he's just got ice on him. That was the photo, for anyone wondering. Some kind of interview on Sky Sports, and he's got his legs strapped up there with an ice pack. I don't know if they asked him about it. If only more presenters played FPL. Before the Bournemouth double game week, one of the presenters was interviewing Solanke, and they were like, just to confirm, are you going to play both games this game week? And he was like, yeah, I'll be fine. Need more of that. We need some more FPL representation in the presses and post-match interviews. Novus, thanks for the 17 months. He says, hi Oscar, why Kudus and not Morris? Thanks. I think they're really close this week, Kudus and Morris. And I mean, Forest, over the last 6 games, they're 5th for expected goals conceded. So I don't think that's going to be an easy game. And they've got so many injuries right now. And Kudus is in form. Like, he got a brace on Thursday. He's got a couple of assists in recent game weeks. I think he's a more explosive pick. So, and obviously Villa are missing some players. They've got no... It looks like Diego Carlos might be out, so it'll be Cash in right back. And they've been generally weaker defensively with that lineup. And obviously no Kamara, no McGinn. So yeah, I think there's an opportunity to go double West Ham mids on a free hit. It's so close though. Like that, Morris is good as well. Don't get me wrong. Like he's done well in recent weeks. He scored against Villa, 27. Against United, he scored. Against Sheffield United, he scored. He got the goal and assist away to Newcastle. Assist against Bournemouth. Assist against Burnley off the bench there. So I'm just going to take a punt on the more explosive Kudus. Who's behind me? It's Alex Moreno. Alex Moreno. Reguilon or Doughty? I would say Doughty between the two. I mean, in terms of review projections, it agrees with that. It's got... oh, he's not even here, actually. He was the top among all defenders for projected points this week. And no one's created more chances than Doughty this season. It takes set pieces, takes corners. I would say Doughty. I know Reguilon takes the odd corner as well, but I'd much rather Doughty. Barkley or Bowen as captain? I mean, between either of those, I'd say Bowen. Richarlison to play? I think he'll be on the bench, would be my best guess. Because he's missed a couple of games of injury, so I reckon he makes the bench. No leaks? Nah, not really. I mean, we've only got like a few games, haven't we? There's Reguilon reportedly starts and Bumo reportedly on the bench. I just subscribed so I can let you know how to correctly pronounce Dragusin. So the S is basically a sh in English, and the A is not like a simple A, it's more from the back of your neck. Dragusin. Dragusin. Like that? But you know what we're like, us Brits? We just say it the lazy British way. We're like, oh, drag us in. Drag us in, mate. He's going to start. Dragusin. There we go. Hopefully I said that right. Elanga or Gibbs? Why? I've got Elanga, so he's my preferred player there. Could he's played 90? Yeah. I mean, I think a lot of players played 90 midweek, didn't they? How many did Bowen play? Drogajin. Oh, okay. Ilalo, cheers, bud. Appreciate your stream a lot. Like my little live podcast. Thanks very much. Appreciate you tuning in. Yeah, good turnout today. I suppose a lot of you are Raptor regulars, so I hope you enjoyed your stay. And if you've enjoyed this stream, guys, then drop it a like and make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm not sure how much content I'll do over the international break. I might do like a wildcard draft and then just pick it up the week after. Adam says, lowest scoring free hit week ever incoming. Do you reckon? Wouldn't be surprised. I mean, at least we've got like Son and Bowen, like Watkins, Tony. They do have a haul in them. Has Let's Talk FPL alienated official FPL out of curiosity? Couldn't tell you. Not sure. What do you mean, like the official FPL podcast? You'd have to ask him. I mean, every time they've asked me, I've just said yes to every opportunity because it's like, it's good experience. Like me and Az do are doing the official FPL podcast on Monday. And now I've started doing some stuff with Sky, which is crazy. True Fandela says bench Bowen or Watkins. Surely there's someone else you can bench there, True Fandela. Surely. I mean, if I had to pick one, I'd say Bowen, but I wouldn't bench either of those. In a week like this, there's no way that's your last two decisions for the bench. There's no way. The official FPL stuff you feature on is sick. Yeah, it's really good. I really enjoy it. It's good fun. Man, I just love talking FPL, so I'll chat FPL with anyone. And I saw Adam in the chat just now. Like, when I first started this channel, for weeks I was just streaming to Adam pretty much. I'd get one viewer on every stream, and it was just Adam. Me and Adam would chat. My first stream was 3 hours, and it was just me and Adam going back and forth for 3 hours talking FPL. Crazy. And now there's 3,800 watching. Unbelievable. Yeah, I saw a photo of Raptor and Sky earlier. Absolutely class that. Good to see him on Sky. Birthday captaincy for Tony. You know what? I wonder if there's a correlation there, if anyone's ever measured that. Do players perform better on their birthday? Just joined, but why Toffolo? You wish you played FPL sooner. What rank are you guys at the moment? Actually, no. Put your current rank and your target. What's your current rank and what's your target? I think I'm 80k right now, so it's still doable to get top 10k from here, I think. But it's going to be hard because I'm like 50 points off. Otto's 48k, target's 15k. Nuanator's 5k. 15k, target what? Top 1k. You're 10 mil and you want to come first. Top 100k, 64k. 1.8 mil and you want 900k. Yeah, you could definitely come top 1 mil from there, 100%. Who TF is Toffolo? I'll come back to that question. Top 10. You're 900k, want top 100k. 107k and your target's top 100k. Ben, you're probably like 2 points outside it, mate. You're almost there, mate. You just got to get in there and then stay there. 200k to 10k. Why Toff over Williams? Toff just got the slightly better underlying numbers. There's not much between them, to be honest, but he's got the better underlying numbers. He's created quite a bit more chances this season. He's got like almost double the XGI. Connor says, why Alanga? I've got him and Bailey, torn who to start. I just think with all Luton's injuries, that I think Forest are going to put a couple past them at least. So I want a Forest player. Wood and a Warney, I'm ruling out because I don't have complete confidence that I ever start. Some people are sure it's Wood, some people are sure it's a Warney, but I don't like that people are sure on both sides. So then it's a midfielder, so it's Alanga or Gibbs White. I just think Alanga's more attacking. So I think it has to be Alanga. And it's Hashioka, whatever his name is, in left centre back. That could be a weakness there. He was brought off early last match, didn't have a great game. 50k, aiming for top 1k. That's going to be hard. 50k to top 10k is absolutely on. Top 1k from 50k, that is tough. Maybe not though. Maybe if you're like 60 points off 50, might be doable. So Regulon starts as the rumour, and then Boomer on the bench. I think that's all we've had. Jerry's on at 1.6 mil. He's targeting half the rank. Yeah, that's definitely on. Definitely on. So yeah, if anyone's joined last minute, my free hit's active, and that's how I've lined up this week. Flecken, Pedro Porro, Toffolo, Doughty, Son, Captain, Madison, Alanga, Bowen, Kudus, Tony Weiss, Watkins. In terms of leaks, we've not had much. There's a rumour that Regulon starts. And then Boomer on the bench. Oh, Wolves are playing right now. They just conceded to Coventry. I didn't even know that. Sims, isn't that the one from Everton? Didn't even know there was games on right now. Thought I'd missed the deadline. The FA Cup, isn't it? For all you FPL fans, Burnley are unchanged. Expect an exciting return to the bench. Who would that be? So same Burnley lineup as last week. Paqueta or Kudus? I mean, they're very close, to be honest. We had Az swang by just now, and he's got Paqueta. I've got Kudus. I just think Kudus is more attacking, more explosive. Paqueta on pens, I suppose. Go with your gut. It's Toffolo's birthday today as well. There's no way. Is that true? 16th of March. Who's this? Georgia Toffolo? Who the hell is that? It's not. It's not Toffolo's birthday. Bayer. Oh yeah, it could be Bayer on the bench. I don't know. Was he meant to miss the season? Company putting himself on the bench. It's 0-0 fake news. What? It came up on my phone. Oh, VAR. VAR's checking it. Under review for handball. Georgia Toffolo won I'm a Celebrity. Oh, okay. There we go. No relation, I assume? Or is that Harry Toffolo's missus? Kudus or Gibbs White. I think on a free hit you want to have one Forest midfielder, just because there's so many Luton players out right now. They're missing so many starting 11 players that I just think there's no way they keep a clean sheet, and I think they concede a couple. I like Elanga slightly more than Gibbs White, but they're both good. Aston says you've talked me into Elanga. Cheeseman Chris, any last minute news? Not really, Chris. There was Reguilon that reportedly starts and Boomer on the bench. I think that's it. Dr. Yazan, thanks for the super chat. Why not a Dogie, especially as a differential? Yeah, I mean, if you want to go differential, you're chasing, then a Dogie's fine. But like Porro has the better underlying numbers this season. He's taken more shots, higher expected assists, higher expected goals. He does take some corners, but not so much now Maddison's back. But I prefer Pedro Porro. The goal stands 1-0. Okay. I think I did Connor's question about Elanga. Why Elanga? Yeah. I explained Elanga. So that's why I've got Elanga. Matthew says I've got Toffolo FOMO. Hey, trust me, this is probably not the boat you want to be on. But it might be. Clean sheet odds, please. These are the clean sheet odds. It's also got the projected goals by fixture. See you later, Carl. Thanks for swinging by. So Tottenham have got the most projected goals with 1.85. And then Villa, 1.65. Then Brentford. Brentford are top of the clean sheet odds, but only a 29% chance here. Graphic from Rob T FPL. Who's second? Nottingham Forest, 25%. These are slightly different than the other source, but very similar. Villa, Luton, 22%. Spurs, 23%. Then Burnley, and then Fulham. Oh, the other bit of news was reportedly Burnley are unchanged from their last match. No way, it's a clear handball. Is it actually? Is it still under review? Surely not. That's been about 10 minutes under review. What is going on at that game? Oh, we've got a minute till the deadline. Jesus. Right, is my team sorted? Yeah. Starting 11 is what I want it to be. That flew by. That was 2 hours. Raid FPL Chai. Okay, yeah, let's do that. Where is he? Do we want to raid Chai? Is there anyone else to raid that we haven't raided before? I think he's top 100 in the world again now. Before we all disappear, as the deadline passes, thank you again for watching. And obviously, if you're a Raptor regular, then thank you for swinging by as well. Hope you enjoyed your stay. And of course, subscribe if you're not already. We're going to head over to FPL Chai stream, if I can find the link. Send him some love. Really nice guy. He's really, really friendly. So we'll head over to him. What's his live? He's exactly 100th in the world as well. That's mad. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to head over to FPL Chai. I've chucked his link in the chat. Thanks as always for tuning in. Means a lot. And that is it from me. Focal out.